Okay, recording now. This is case number 269, and it's for a client. She is 44-year-old. So we understand that she's not sovereign, but let's just go through the protocol. Can we ask Chen if he can check, see what she's got?
Yeah, that's cool. So I guess for the other people that are following this, you guys can sort of follow in behind and do the same things. Then we can have a chat later and see if everyone's got something different or the same or whatever else. Okay, so if I just connect to her. Okay, so yeah. So as soon as I connect, basically I can see like a huge head that comes straight back at me with kind of like almond eyes. So this is like a reptilian entity. So if I just do a sovereignty check. So that fails on the first test, which isn't a very big surprise. Okay, so I'm just getting this one entity connected. So from your perspective, Terry, it's just one large egg.
Okay, so let's ask Chen now if what he needs to do to deal with this. It's the ball's in his park, really.
Okay, so Chen's saying, did you want to engage it, or did you just want them to remove it, basically?
Well, what would he advise? You know, is it going to be educational to engage it in dialogue?
He seems to think so. Yeah, he said it's going to be quite an interesting learning curve.
Okay.
On the basis that it wouldn't have disconnected of its own accord in the first place.
Right. So the first thing I'd like to do is to identify its nature and its origin, if that's okay.
Okay, so it's obviously reptilian, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not going to provide its origin in terms of any type of star system, but it's obviously saying it's not from Earth, clearly.
Okay.
And it says its nature, he's calling himself, he's a male, or it's presenting itself as a male energetically, and he's saying basically it's like he's an energy collector. So, well, trader, okay, so he's saying that he's a trader, basically, so he trades in human energy.
Okay. And there isn't really much else we need to know, is there? Reptilian male energy trader. What else do we need to know?
No, nothing really. He's just saying that obviously that human energy is a very precious commodity.
Okay.
He said it's a shame that you don't guard it better.
Well, this is what we're about. This is what we're about, educating people to do, to guard their energy better. So we're going to ask it if it would desist from interfering with and using the energy of this particular person. What does it say to that?
It's saying under normal circumstances it would basically reject any request to disconnect. But on the basis that there's an awful lot of energy now being used by Chen and his team, he's kind of agreeing that it will disconnect on the basis that that's easier for him to do. So I think this is where, so Chen's saying to be at the same time, this is where the group makes such a big difference, because if you're just trying to do this on your own energetically, your guide's going to use your energy and obviously their own team. But when there's a group of people with a group of guides, effectively it's a different ballgame altogether.
So this is where intelligence comes into play, doesn't it? Because it's far more intelligent to respond to the prospect, the threat, than to actually put up a fight, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Chen's saying that these types of entities wouldn't even contemplate engaging in any type of any type of fight when they realise that the odds are against them.
Okay.
So he's saying they'll only fight if they know they're going to win, effectively.
Which is very wise, isn't it?
Yeah, and the entity's laughing because it's saying, again, it's a shame that humans haven't learnt that very simple concept.
It's a simple principle, yeah. Well, thank you very much for that. So, is there anything that we need to do here, Chen? Or do you need anything from us, anything further?
No, Chen's saying that he will manage this disconnection now.
Okay, good. Well, whilst Chen and his team managing that, can we carry on with our protocol? and check
Yeah, of course.
this lady's grounding?
Okay, it says no grounding at all.
Right, can we, is he too busy engaged, or can we have someone put that in place?
No, he's still talking to me.
Okay.
So in fact, it's been like there's a plate been put underneath this person to stop any type of grounding, which again we tend to see with the bigger negative entities, don't we? That not only is there no grounding, they've actually enforced the inability for that client to put any grounding down. So I've just removed this plate that's under their feet, basically, and I'm making sure the grounding's connected.
On that, can I just clarify one thing for observers? Are you yourself, Andrew, able to remove that plate, or is it done by spirit?
Spirit do that, so I just asked Chen to do it, and then I'll just come back and just do a check and say, and I ask him basically, is the grounding now full and complete? And he'll either say yes or no, or it's going to take a while.
Okay, so what's
so in that
happening
time,
then?
so I've just asked him again. He said no, it's full now, full and complete.
Okay. Let's have a look on the inside of the etheric body now, can we?
Okay, yeah, so now I'll just bring a picture of a person up in my mind, cut down the middle and bend each side back to take a look inside. Okay, so as we do that, so I can see a whole load of eggs, basically. So this is like incubation type setup as usual. There's also a whole load of occult symbology that I see moving around hieroglyphically. So this lady's either done occult practice or it's been used against her. Okay, so there's a control device over her head that comes down in front of her eyes. There's connections into her ears. There's also a connection to the back of the top of her spine. And there's so I can see a big stream as well of negative energy coming in that hits her straight in the heart chakra. So that is some sort of curse.
I'm surprised that this woman is functioning at all with this lot going on.
Yeah, I'd imagine her life can't be particularly good, probably.
And something else that's interesting here, you find eggs in there, but the reptilian that was attached was male.
Okay, yeah, so he's just laughing, basically.
Who's laughing?
The reptilian is still connected. He's just sort of laughing at me. He's laughing at the conversation. So he's saying, "Why do humans always do this? They always, base it on themselves, if you like." So he's saying that, how do you think we basically grow our offspring? So we use your energy to incubate the offspring, the same way that eggs would be laid by a bird and put into a nest. But the male or the female could then effectively guard the nest as such.
Right, as do emperor penguins. They look after the egg, don't they?
What the males do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, male emperor penguins look after the egg until it's hatched, and then the mother comes back.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So there's a parallel. There's a comparison there. So I was just curious. That's all. It all helps with gaining knowledge, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah, we're not completely stupid. We do know how to ask questions.
He's actually saying, well, he's actually laughing again, because he's basically saying, he said this group isn't stupid, as you're aware, but he's saying the other 99.9% of humans are basically thick.
But then again, you see, just because we happen to be here in this form, in this material form at this time, is not to say that our origin is somewhere else, is it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, he's just laughing, because he's just saying there probably isn't a human that walks the planet that is human, as in just from Earth, sort of thing.
That's another avenue of exploration that we will endeavour to embark upon. Okay, so all this stuff that's on the inner etheric, can that be removed now, Andy?
Yeah, so it's just been cleared. So Chen just said to press on with the rest of the procedure. If we look in that outer low frequency, so again I look from sort of lower infrared, sorry.
Let's check the chakras first, can we?
Yeah. Yeah, so chakras are all closed. So just reopen all of those. Okay, so that's done.
Now we can look at the low frequency band for parasites.
Again, yeah, just scanning from that lower infrared up to ultraviolet. But it's the lower infrared that always contains the negative, slow moving, slow vibrating energy. So when I do that, I just see like a big wasp's nest basically that's connected. So it's like a parasitic energy kind of feed. So we'll just clear and remove all of those. Okay, so as I'm doing that, so if we just check for earthbounds, so I can hear two separate voices, so there's two earthbounds connected. Okay, so these are both female, in their 20s.
Now, I don't want to spend too much time here because we've got a family of 4 to deal with, and we are short of time. So, can we expedite this, release them to the light without further ado?
Yeah, okay, so basically open a door to spirit, and I'll call forward someone that's happy to take them and they're happy to go with. Okay, so they've gone through, so let's close that door. So there's no thought forms connected. There is, however, one dissociated personality.
Really? And how old?
Okay, so it's a 7-year-old.
7-year-old. What sort of energy does it have?
It's quite positive because she's dancing around.
Oh, really? It's not a thought form then?
No, it's a dissociated personality.
Okay. So any problems with reintegration?
It's just basically turn the image of it round and walk it back into the core personality. And it's just asking the higher self that it's happy to do that. Okay, yeah, so the higher self is saying it's happy to reintegrate, so
good.
We'll just proceed with that.
Okay, now let's go back to this reptilian. What was the vulnerability that enabled this entity to connect?
Okay, it's hallucinogenics. Permission provided via hallucinogenics.
Okay. Any advice for this particular client now that she's been freed of attachments?
Okay, Chen is just saying to closely guard your energy. So again, just psychic protection, really following that protocol that we have on the website.
Yeah.
And obviously, just putting sea salt around the house, around the bedroom, around the bed, etc.
I often find that we give this advice to everybody, and sometimes when they come back and saying they're still suffering from one thing or another, it's due to the fact that they may have read the guidance and understand it intellectually, but they're not actually putting it into practice. It's no good just understanding it. You have to do it on a regular basis, just like brushing your teeth every morning. You have to go through this routine, like putting your armour on before you go into battle. It needs to be a daily habit. I'm saying this for the benefit of the client. Any other further advice before I end the recording?
No, Chen said we're complete, so that's good for me.
Good. Chen, thank you very much for being here. Thank you.